Welcome to my craft table. Hi, welcome to Jamie's craft table. Today I want to do a simple stamping card using the Bloom and Grow stamp set. I'm actually going to be using this one here. These are not shown actual size, they're much larger. And it says right here, images at 70%. And I'm going to be using the thank you from the bottom of my heart right here. Okay, I'm going to do a simple stamping version, and then I'm going to step it up just a tiny bit using a water brush and some of the ink pad to color it in. Okay, so let's get started. The paper you're going to need is a piece of, this is Daffodil Delight. It is 4 by 5 1/4. I have a piece of black, which is 5 and what did I say? It's an 1/8 inch smaller than 5 1/2 and by 4 1/8. 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And then our base, which is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored and folded at 4 1/4. So let's put those two aside. We're going to bring this in. First thing we're going to do is open our Memento ink pad. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm going to ink it up with a Memento ink, and we're going to stamp it right in the middle. Make sure it's inked up well. Right smack in the middle. Make sure the paper is straight. Perfect. Okay, then I'm going to bring in this one. And this is a slightly larger stamp, so I'm actually going to ink it this way. Less chance of me getting ink all over my stamp block, and I can see where I need ink. Okay, then there's a flatter side and a more curlier side. I want the flatter side to go towards my sentiment. I'm going to stamp above it. And I'm going to repeat and do the same thing below the sentiment. Just make sure you get good even pressure all the way across it. Wipe my fingers off. There we go. Alright, now you could do it just like that on the front of your card. That would be quite pretty. I want to step it up just a tiny bit. I'm going to add that black layer behind it. And that pop it just nice. I'm going to go ahead and use Tombow. I got some new Tombow, yay! The other ones were all almost empty and couldn't get it to come out. There's going to be an 1/8 of an inch border all the way around it. It's a 1/4 inch larger. Actually, it's a 1/16 of an inch because it's an 1/8 of an inch larger. Okay, and then this one's going to go on the white, which is also going to have that 1/16 of an inch all the way around the edge. And there's our simple version. It's really quite pretty. It's just plain black and white stamping, or black on yellow stamping, but no other inks or anything else needed. Okay, so let's step it up a notch. Let me bring in another card and we'll repeat that step. thank you in the center. Hair on there, come on. Okay, ink up our floral. One more time. Okay, now I'm doing a major faux pas. Well, it's not really a faux pas, it's just I use Memento ink and I'm going to be using water, so I'm going to take a moment and heat set this. If you just let it dry, that's fine too, and it's okay if it bleeds a little bit. You'll see on this one it did bleed a little bit. It just adds a little bit more character to the card, a little more shading. So hang on a moment, I'm going to put you on pause. I'm going to go heat set this and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So to paint this in, I'm just going to use my inks. It's going to come out looking sort of like this one. Alright, so I started with the Daffodil Delight. If I can get it open. I use the block. I just find that easier. Squash that on there. Okay, I have a water brush. And I'm just gonna paint these roses. I want a little bit more water, so I'm gonna move this aside. Squeeze out a little water onto my surface here. That's a little more than I want. Okay, and I'm just going to paint this. Oh, I gotta get a paper towel. There's too much water coming out here. You'll see the black is bleeding. If you don't want the black to bleed, then I would use the waterproof ink, like the Stays On, or like Gina K has one, amalgam ink. Okay, a little bit more on this one, real fast. You could color it with colored pencils. You could use the alcohol markers. Okay. Wipe that off. Okay, I'm done with this color. Now I'm going to bring in Blueberry Bushel. Don't need much of that. And I'm going to color all these little flowers. So they look like forget-me-nots. couple that look like they're folded in half. Doing those with this blue as well. I'm not doing any shading, I'm just doing a basic watercolor. Not hitting every spot, I'm just touching a little bit of color in. This is wet on dry. This one here. I'm gonna actually turn my card around so get my ink hands in it. Almost done with the blue. A couple more here, just a couple. See what I mean? That you don't really need much ink. See how much I use? Almost none. Wipe that off. Wipe my brush off. I just wiped this on the towel. Okay, make sure there's no ink on the brush. Done with the blue ink. Now I'm going to do the leaves with Granny Apple Green. Same process. A little bit of green ink there. My water brush. At this point, now that I've got the water flowing, I don't need to add any more. That initial getting it flowing. See, I missed a flower there. I'm just going to paint it purple. Oh, I missed one there too, so maybe I'll need to do some blue. I'm not doing any, stay in the lines perfect job. I'm just slapping color on. Okay. I'm in my rag. Just clean out my brush. Wipe off my block and get the gorgeous grape. A little bit of gorgeous grape. It's probably way more than I need. I'm just gonna dab in these little berries. You'll notice there's a little bit of color variation. That's because the water's, the ink is wearing off or being used up out of the brush. That's alright. Just gives it a little bit of something. almost done here, sorry. Just wanted to show you in real time, it doesn't take long. See, I missed a couple flowers and I missed a leaf, so wipe this off. Make sure my brush is clean. I'm actually going to cheat. I'm just going to, oh, there's a little color there. I'll just grab that for the leaf. Where is it? There. Alright. I got one little flower that I missed. Oh, there's ink in here. Perfect. So I'm just going to pick that up from the... Oh, there was one over here. There we go. Alright. That's all of our coloring. Well, I take that back. Now I'm going to go in with crushed curry. I'm going to add a little bit of darkness to a little bit more of a brighter yellow to some of the roses. And I'm not going everywhere. Oh, this isn't clean. Let's make sure it's clean. See, that's much brighter of a yellow. I'm not doing the whole thing, I'm just dabbing a little bit more of a different color in there. Add just a little bit more something, brightness, funness to these flowers. Just scribbling it in, I'm not being precise, I'm not figuring out what petals need it, I'm just adding color. Okay. A little bit more of the darker color. There we go. That's what I'm after. A little bit more of that darker color. Okay. Now we're going to let this dry, and then we're going to mount it to our black piece, and I will be right back. Okay, it's not all 100% dry, but I did want to show you, I didn't do a super neat job coloring it, but it still looks really pretty, and you can see how I just dropped the color in. I didn't worry about picking specific areas for it to go in. I just put the color on, and it still looks really nice. Okay, now we're going to mount this to our black piece. Okay, I'm going to put a couple dimensionals on the back. This is optional. I just want to show you this. Whoops, slid too far. There we go. That's better. I put one in each corner and one in the middle. Card base, make sure it's right side up, and mount it to the card base. Okay, now I want to step it up just a tiny bit more. I'm going to take our basic adhesive back sequins, and there's one that's like a iridescent green and purple. I'm going to use that. I'll bring in my take your pick tool and I'm going to go underneath the glue dot. And I'm going to put one up here. Go in this area here somewhere. Like here maybe. And I like to do a triangle, so I guess I'll do one over here. Okay, and there is our card for today. Here's the one that I did previous. And here is our basic hashtag simple stamping card. There you go. Well, thank you so much for joining me at Jamie's Craft Table. I hope you have a great rest of your day.